Hey guys, what's up? It's TF. Now, welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing a double review of the Marvel Legends series, Stilt Man Build-A-Figure series, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Gwen Stacy with Spider-Ham, and Marvel's Prowler. Very excited because I actually have all the figures now. I have not reviewed the Hand Ninja figure yet, but I will be soon, and then I'll have a review for my built Stilt Man, which I'm very excited to build that. So far, this series has been pretty great. I'm very happy so far. I hope we get some more movie Spider-Verse figures in the future. I think we might. Don't quote me on that. I heard a rumor recently, but I can't wait to see what they do, if they do anymore. So let's go ahead and talk about the packaging for both figures at the same time. Top half here, it does have where it says Marvel Legends series. You get both figures in the box as well as the contents that they come with. They have a backdrop that's kind of like what was in the movie with the kind of like pop art style there. It looks really cool. Bottom half here has the spray painted Miles Spider logo. It says Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It has the characters' names as well as the Hasbro logo. On the top of the packaging, you're only going to get the spray painted Spider-Man logo on the Spider-Verse figures. It's just going to be blank for the rest of the figures in this series. It does say Build-A-Figure Stilt Man, warning, choking hazard, and ages 4 and up. On this side, you can see Gwen and Prowler, and then towards the bottom of the packaging, it has that Spider logo again. Now, usually, it would be reflected on the other side, but it's only for Prowler because they put Spider-Ham on the other side, which I think that's actually really cool, and they did a really good job with all the artwork here. On the back, you have this nice wide shot here of the packaging. You have different colors for both characters. You have green for Gwen and kind of like this reddish pinkish almost for Prowler. And then here is Prowler's read-up. It's a multilingual read-up and a nice image of the artwork there for Prowler if you want to pause and read that. Same thing for Gwen, really nice artwork. You can see Spider-Ham in the background there. It does say Gwen Stacy. You can pause and read that if you want. The top of the packaging will say Marvel Legends series on the top right for that. And then here it will say Build-A-Figure Stilt Man. You have the Stilt Man figure all the way to the left. The rest of the figures in the series right there and which figures come with which piece. And then you have some multilingual warnings there. And then finally I have the barcodes in case you need them. So let's go ahead and get these figures out of the packaging. So here are all the figures out of the packaging. And overall, pretty happy. Prowler's a little bare. He doesn't really come with much, so doesn't really come with anything, so that's a little disappointing. Gwen is pretty awesome, though, and I'm glad I finally have a Spider-Ham, because I was going to try to get the 2018 one. That one was actually surprisingly hard to find, because I guess a lot of people were like, huh, not only is this figure small and not really worth 20 bucks, even though it comes with a big Build-A-Figure piece, but we're going to make sure we buy it so that way we can scalp it later. Just adding insult to injury. I digress. I'm going to look at Gwen first in her accessories, and then we'll look at Prowler. So Gwen does come with some accessories for herself. I'm not going to include Spider-Ham as an accessory. We'll talk about him in a second after this part. Here is the Build-A-Figure piece, which is pretty much the entire torso. I have no idea what body mold is being used for this, but I am going to save talking about the detail here when I get to the review, which I have all the pieces, and that should be soon. We do have an actual hooded masked head here, which I think looks really good. I believe this is glued into the hood. I wish it wasn't. I kind of want to have a version without the hood. That would be fine, but it's okay as is. Oh wait, it can come out. The little hood here. I was posing this around and it was getting pretty loose, but as you can see, there's some paint flaking there, which I don't know if it's from me pulling this out or if it's been there, like this part of the hood covered that. But it's just a little unfortunate. You do have a little bit of paint going on in the hood there with the webbing. It's really nice. It's like purplish. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's purple. And then there's pink around the inside here. And the white is molded actually really nice with a little bit of wrinkling going on. So overall, pretty nice looking. And we do have some indents for the eyes there. And then very simplistic whipping hands here. Nothing super duper special about them. There's a hair there. But it's cool that we get these at least. Now Spider-Ham actually looks really good. I think they did a great job with lots of sculpting with the lines, especially in smaller places like the neck. They actually sculpted every line there. It may not be the cleanest sculpt, but it still looks really good. And they actually have some paint, like some actual matte paint with pretty much all of this is painted here. Like the red's painted, as well as the black and the blue. And then it's molded in red here, so it's a little shiny. The ears came out pretty nice. You got the nice little snout right there. The eyes have a little bit of a splotch right here with red on the black. These are nicely sculpted. Everything is nicely sculpted on this thing. There's not much articulation. It's just a ball joint at the head. So if you wanted a more dynamic Spider-Ham, you weren't really missing out on much with the previous one. That didn't have that much articulation. I mean, a little bit more than this one, of course, but this is still a fun piece to have. Now, I really like Gwen's unmasked expression. I think that they did a great job. It's almost like they have digital face printing on this figure. They did a really good job with this hair pretty much being glued onto the top of the sculpt here. It actually has some nice sculpting and paint. And it could have a little bit of a wash, maybe a little bit of a dark wash to bring out some of the details, but it doesn't look bad. And you have the shaved part here, which is awesome. Those eyes came through really clean. That just looks like her from the movie. It's awesome. We do have a separate hood piece here. So if you figure out a way to take out the unmasked head from the hood, you could have it like this, you know, because you have the separate hood piece there, which does have some nice wrinkles sculpted in there. We do have some purple webs, as you can see. Pretty much, I don't know if this body mold's been reused before. There's definitely a good amount new, if it is reused. It's mostly molded in black, so it looks a little plain in some areas. That's part of the design, though. The white around here came through pretty clean, and on the back here, too, I don't see any splotching. It may look not the cleanest. Like, I could see a little bit of it's not just, you have to really look at it, man. It's like, you can kind of see where it's a little uneven, but it's very, very hard to tell. And then we do have, I have to back out in a second. We do have some more of those purple webs on the pink there. And then these arms are molded in white. And she comes with fists. The fists look pretty good. What I really like is the ballerina shoes, or the ballet shoes. I shouldn't say ballerina. There's a big blue splotch here, so that's a little annoying. They are sculpted nicely. The blue paint's a little sloppy on the actual sculpt, but the feet themselves, man, this is awesome. There's a little bit of wrinkling going on in there. I feel like her feet are a little too long, but that's not a problem. I'd rather it be a little bit longer and have more stability when standing than maybe small feet like some female Marvel Legends have. And then, which I mean would be accurate for some characters. And then the bottom of the feet, you can see the peg holes. So there's not much special going on with this figure, you know. But the head sculpt's great. I like the shoes, and whatever body mold it's using is using it pretty well. You can get her into a lot of good poses, which leads me to articulation. Head goes up that far. Since she has shorter hair, it's not going to be that much of a problem. Goes down like that. There's some hair everywhere. I don't know why. Then we have a swivel, a little bit of a neck pivot, as you can see, trying to focus up there. Arms go all the way around. They do go in and out. We do have a single joint elbow that actually bends really well. And then we have a swivel there, a hinge, and a swivel at the wrist. Ball jointed waist, so it can go sideways, forward and back a little bit, maybe a little bit side to side. Legs don't really go, well, it goes forward a good amount, but kind of want to kicks out this way and rotate a little. Not really back at all. In and out, okay. Not the greatest split. Upper thigh swivel. Double jointed knee, which actually works really well. Do have a calf rotation. And then down, up, which these feet actually work really well. And then ankle rockers. So Prowler doesn't really have any of his own accessories. You could say that the suitcase could be for him, but that's not really the case. First of all, we have a right arm for Stiltman, which has a similar approach to the one that we got with Frogman. That was a left arm. Just an open hand here for holding the gun. Again, I will talk about that more in depth when we get to the actual review. And then we have a fist that could be for Stiltman, which we've seen these kind of fists before. Straight up just drop that. So here is a suitcase. Again, like I said, this could be for Prowler, but the hands are too big. And the handle's too small. It kind of works a little bit, but you could end up breaking the handle just because that won't fit all the way. So yeah, that's really meant for the Stiltman figure. This does open up though. And look at that. Lots of nice $100 bills. They look kind of poor, not gonna lie. They just say 100 with some white paint going on there. But you can take them out and have an empty suitcase if you want to put some other stuff in there, like maybe some books or whatever. It has a little bit of a leathery material sculpted in there with some gold on the buckles there. This thing is honestly really cool. This could be used for civilian characters too, so that's awesome. Now, what this figure lacks in accessories, which this could be considered an accessory, it makes up for in really nice movie accurate details, man. I do really wish that we at least got an alternate head for Aaron. You know, that would be cool. But I like how they did the hood. It has this really nice wrinkling. It looks like it's being worn, of course. Sometimes it's just a smooth head, and it doesn't really look super realistic. It does look realistic for this. I like that. The eyes protruding here in the black, and the white in the eyes are pretty good. Sorry, my phone's going off. We have some nice purple right there on the inside of the hood. The rest of it is, it's kind of like a midnight blue. It is pretty dark though. The inside here, as you can see, which I might have to back up a little bit, it has a little bit of wrinkling there. You have a peg system that goes into the back, the hole in the back, which doesn't really want to stay in there too well. Nice wrinkles on the collar though. I think we've gotten this torso before. I want to, if not, I'm completely wrong, but maybe with Mr. Fantastic. Again, could be wrong. But they have some nice paint deco on the chest there. And it's kind of like this blue going into the midnight blue there, a little bit of a lighter blue. We have some nice silver on the buckles there. It's all a separate piece here. The arms are really nice and baggy. Not really baggy. They have wrinkles. I'm sorry, I have to move, man. I'm having troubles. But look at the gauntlets, though. Those look good. The pink might be a little splotched. And what I mean is it might be bleeding into the black, but it's not too noticeable. And if you're going to give us hands, I wish they were claw hands, you know, kind of like what we got with the comic Prowler a while ago. But these don't look bad. Have some detail on the knuckles, of course. Get some more details on the thumb right there where the silver is. Pretty much any part of silver is a separated sculpt. And man, that's just really cool. We do have nice muscles in the legs. Towards the boots here, you can see some of the bagginess there. And it's mostly just this light, a little bit of a lighter blue and a midnight blue, almost purplish in the paint there. That's what the back looks like. You have that serial printing, which doesn't look great. There's the actual back. These are the back of the legs, of course. The boots look awesome, man. Seriously, look at these. They have some nice pink in there. The sculpting overall is really cool. I would definitely maybe get another one of these figures and use these boots for a separate character. These look like very cool futuristic boots. Sculpting is just awesome. And they do have a little bit of treading on the bottom there, but not, you know, on the outside, not really in though. Overall, I mean, what it lacks in accessories makes up for in not only detail, but articulation. So, we do have the whole waist just swiveled. We have a swivel at the head. It has a little bit of a ball joint, but not really at all. Let me see what it looks like without the cape, which might give me a second. So I'll definitely keep the cape on. It looks better with it than without it. It gives you a little bit of a better idea of what wrinkles we have in the head sculpt. Swivel at the head, up and down. That up isn't the greatest. The down is pretty good. Not really that much of a swivel, you know, pivot really. Arms go all the way around. They do go in and out. We do have upper arm swivel, double jointed elbows. We have a swivel at the wrist here, and all hands, well, both, I should say, have a hinge up and down. Ab crunch, which has a big gap there. Waist twist, legs can go forward like this. Back, not really at all. In and out, pretty okay. Upper thigh swivel. Double jointed knees, which are a little tight. We do have a rotation at the boot. And really nice up and down. And then ankle rockers. So for some size comparisons, on the left we have Miles from the same series. On the right we have Peter B. Parker from the same series as well. As you can see, Prowler and Peter are about the same height, whereas Gwen is a little taller than Miles, which I believe is accurate to the movie. And of course, Spider-Ham is going to be the shortest out of all of them. And then I have the Marvel Legends Comics Prowler on the left of the new Prowler there, just to give you an idea, which I think the new one is a little bit shorter than the previous one. And then we have Retro Collection Marvel Legends Spider-Man, just so you can see that's about the same height as Prowler. And of course, taller than a teenage Gwen. So overall, I'm pretty pleased with both figures. I'm a little bit more disappointed with the Prowler than I am the Gwen figure. I just wish that we had at least some fists or some claw hands or an alternate head for Prowler. But the figure itself is pretty well done. I also really like Spider-Ham, and I think Spider-Gwen is done really well, actually. I think there might be just a little bit of reuse. There's definitely some new parts. I think the upper torso might be new. I just don't really remember. But I like it. The new feet. The head sculpt's great. Articulation's pretty solid. And it's definitely got a lot to like about it when it comes to the other accessories that she comes with, especially that alternate head, which is really cool. Both of these figures are about 20 bucks each. I got mine on Amazon for pre-order there. There are other online retailers and hopefully some in-store retailers you can go to soon. I saw some of these at Targets and Walmarts recently, but didn't bother to pick them up because I just stuck with Amazon. So that's about it. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what you think about the figures, what you think about the review. Leave a like, share amongst your friends. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys later.